trying to keep your head above water in the constant flood of crypto information. I mean, it feels like every minute there's a new trend, a new narrative.
A new everything, yeah.
It's enough to make your head spin.
You're absolutely right. It's just relentless change, isn't it? Projects, ideas popping up so fast.
Yeah.
Staying informed feels like, well, a full-time job sometimes.
Exactly. And, that's why we do what we do here, the deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
Think of this as maybe your express lane to understanding the core of what's actually happening.
A shortcut through the noise.
Yeah, a shortcut. Today, we're putting the spotlight on Kaito. It's a project that pretty boldly calls itself the distribution center of crypto for information, attention, and capital.
Quite a statement. And just so everyone knows, our exploration today, it's all based on Kaito's own materials. These are dated February 20th, 2025.
Right. So our mission today is pretty straightforward. Really get our heads around what Kaito is trying to do, how their system actually works.
How it's put together.
Exactly. And maybe why this might be important for you listening, trying to, stay knowledgeable in crypto without getting completely lost.
Right. Where to start?
Okay, so what's the big picture, the elevator pitch for Kaito? What is it, fundamentally?
Okay, so Kaito describes itself as an interoperable AI-powered InfoFi layer.
InfoFi layer.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, but basically they're building a new way for creators, users, and brands to connect.
How so?
Well, it's meant to sit on top of the existing internet platforms we all use. It's not trying to replace them.
Ah, okay, so it's designed to work with, say, X or Telegram, not compete head-to-head.
Precisely. That's the idea.
Yeah.
And their big goal, their ambition, is to be the central point.
The hub.
Yeah, the hub, where crypto information, user attention, and importantly, capital all kind of flow together.
And AI is the key.
That's what they emphasize. Artificial intelligence is the engine driving this whole thing.
Okay. And I see there's a native token, Kaito. Sounds like it does more than just, get traded on exchanges.
Oh, absolutely. The Kaito token is really integral to how the whole Kaito ecosystem functions.
So what does it do?
Well, one key role is driving market forces within the platform.
Market forces, meaning?
Meaning, by holding Kaito, users actually get a say in how attention is distributed. The AI mechanisms use this input.
Huh. So holding the token gives you some influence over what gets seen, what trends within Kaito. That's different.
It is. It's an interesting model. Secondly, Kaito is the network currency.
Okay, the money inside the system.
Exactly. It's what you use for transactions, for interactions.
Yeah.
It's the fuel, basically, keeping that internal economy running.
Makes sense. And you mentioned a third function.
Yes, community governance. This is pretty standard in crypto now, but important. Kaito holders get to participate in decentralized decision-making.
Like voting on changes.
Exactly. Proposing changes, voting on them, even helping implement them. Things like protocol updates or changes to the algorithms.
So it keeps things transparent, aligned with the community.
That's the goal, yeah. Transparency and efficiency, driven by the users.
Okay, so we have this AI-driven InfoFi layer, powered by the Kaito token. Makes sense conceptually. But how does Kaito actually, make this happen? What are the actual products?
Right, the practical side. They've got a suite of 3 core products. And something they highlight is that all 3 are apparently already profitable.
Profitable already. Okay, interesting. What's the first one?
First up is Kaito Pro.
Kaito Pro sounds like the serious business end.
That's the idea. It's an AI-powered market intelligence platform tailored specifically for crypto.
Which is needed given the sheer chaos of information out there.
Exactly. It's so fragmented. So Kaito Pro aims to be a smart, centralized solution for navigating all that. And it seems to be catching on.
Oh, yeah.
Their materials say over 600 crypto teams are using it.
600? Wow. Any big names?
Yeah, quite a few. Ethereum Foundation, Solana Foundation, Optimism, Arbitrum. Also investment firms like Grayscale and Pantera.
Okay, that's significant adoption. It definitely suggests they're solving a real pain point.
Seems like it.
All right, what's product number 2?
Number 2 is Kaito Yaps.
Yaps. Like talking?
Sort of. This is where their concept of tokenized attention really comes into focus.
Tokenized attention. Okay, break that down.
Basically, Kaito uses its AI to judge the quality and value of content shared on their platform.
Right.
And users who contribute good stuff or curate valuable information, they get rewarded with these yaps.
Ah, so it's an incentive system. Rewarding quality, rewarding engagement. That sounds Potentially really useful for filtering out noise.
That's precisely the goal. Cut through the low-quality stuff. And they have something called the Yapper leaderboard to help with this.
Yapper leaderboard.
Yeah, it lets projects see who their most active, most valuable contributors are within their communities, so they can reward them directly.
Smart. Any idea on how popular Yaps is?
Well, they report some pretty big numbers. Over 400,000 cumulative registrations and over 300,000 monthly active users. That's as of February 2025.
Wow. Okay. 300K monthly active users is substantial. So Kaito Pro is the intelligence tool. Kaito Yaps rewards good content. What ties them together?
That would be the third product, Kaito Connect.
Connect. Okay.
They call this the AI-powered InfoFi network itself. It's built on Kaito Pro's architecture.
And its job is?
Its core goal is to use both their AI smarts and those market forces we talked about, the InfoFi part, to basically redistribute attention and capital more efficiently.
So everyone benefits: creators, users, projects.
That's the aim, yeah. A more efficient, maybe fairer flow of attention and value.
And I saw something about a Yapper launchpad in the Kaito Connect section. What's that?
Good catch. Yeah, that's part of Connect.
Oh,
Since these Yapper leaderboards were apparently popular,
right.
they created this launchpad. It lets the community, so Yaps users and KI2 holders, vote on which new Yapper leaderboards get launched next.
Ah, so more decentralization, giving the community a direct say in expansion.
Exactly. It adds another layer of user control.
It definitely sounds like a well-thought-out ecosystem they're building, integrated.
Seems that way.
Okay, let's dig a bit deeper into the token itself, the Kaito tokenomics. What do the numbers look like?
Right, the specifics. Total supply is capped at 1 billion tokens.
Okay.
1 billion Kaito.
Okay, standard big number. What about circulating supply at launch?
As of that February 20th date, the initial circulating supply upon listing was reported as about 241.4 million tokens.
So roughly 24% of the total.
Yeah, around 24.14% to be precise.
And I remember reading about an airdrop for holders.
Correct. They allocated 20 million tokens, which is 2% of the total, for what they call a ho-dealer airdrop.
Okay. And the private sales, people always want to know about those. Who got in early at what price?
They detail 3 private rounds. In total, about 83.3 million tokens were sold this way, so 8.33% of the total supply.
And the prices?
The first 2 rounds were priced at 10 cents US per Kaito. The third round was higher at about 0.271 cents per token.
And how much did they raise overall from those sales?
Altogether, it came out to $11.78 million USD.
Okay, good to know. That paints a clearer picture of the initial distribution. Now, looking forward, what's on Kaito's roadmap? They seem to have shipped quite a bit already.
They really have.
Yeah.
Looking back at Q4 2024 and the start of Q1 2025, let's see, launched the first Yapper leaderboard, launched Kaito Yaps itself, got the reward distribution for Yaps working,
Okay.
announced their Yaps Open protocol, launched Kaito Connect, and then announced the Kaio Ino token in the white paper. So yeah, busy few months.
Definitely a rapid pace. So what's next for the rest of 2025?
Well, for Q1, which was ongoing when this info came out, they were working on a dynamic fee switch for that Yapper launchpad.
Okay. And then Q2?
Q2 plans included launching the Kaito Reward Station. That sounds like a place to make it easier for users to claim rewards from Kaito's partners.
Streamlining the rewards makes sense. Anything else?
Yeah, also exploring new uses for the Launchpad beyond just Yapper leaderboards and significantly expanding to other social media platforms, not just X.
Oh, interesting. Moving beyond X could be a big step for reaching more users.
Absolutely. It suggests, a broader vision, maybe beyond just the core crypto crowd eventually.
Potentially. Okay, Q3 and Q4.
Q3 is focused on new InfoFi use cases, so building out more applications for their core tech.
Expanding the utility.
Right. And then Q4 is planned for the launch of a full governance portal.
Which ties back to the tokens governance function we talked about earlier.
Exactly. This portal would be the place for the community to vote on ecosystem decisions, protocol changes, algorithm tweaks, and also token-related stuff, like fees or maybe grants.
Got it. So it's not just theory. It sounds like Kaito is actually getting used out there. What about real-world traction, partnerships?
Yeah, they seem to be making headway there. They list quite a few projects already using their Yapper leaderboards and reward distribution. Let's see, Berachain, Storing Protocol, MegaETH, Polkadot, Mantle, Monad, Movement, Pengu, Starknet, Frax.
Wow, that's a solid list. Some big ecosystems in there.
It is. And they specifically mention MegaETH is also using the Yapper Launchpad. So it shows real utility, projects finding value in Kaito for community engagement and rewards.
That definitely adds weight. It's not just a white paper idea.
No, it seems to have tangible adoption.
Okay. And if people listening want to learn more, follow along, where should they go? How do they connect with the Kaito community?
They're active on the usual channels. You can find them on Twitter. They have a Substack for longer reads, and then Telegram and Discord for community chat and direct engagement.
Standard crypto comms channels, then.
Pretty much. All the main ones are covered.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. If we boil it all down, what are the key takeaways from this deep dive on Kaito?
Well, I think the main thing is Kaito positioning itself as this AI-driven InfoFi layer. It's fundamentally trying to tackle that huge problem of information overload in crypto.
Right, trying to make sense of the noise.
Exactly. And they're doing it through this suite of products. Pro for intelligence, Yaps for rewarding quality content via tokenized attention, and Connect as the network, tying it all together.
And the Kaito token is the glue.
It's central, yeah. Driving market forces internally, acting as the currency, and enabling that community governance piece.
And for you, the listener, the potential value here is what? A new way to navigate this crazy crypto space.
Potentially, yes. Instead of just being swamped by everything, a platform like Kaito, if it works as intended, could help surface what's actually relevant, what's valuable, cut through the noise, basically.
Which leads to maybe a final thought or a question for you to ponder.
Yeah, but think about this. How might this blend of AI and tokenization, like what Kaito is trying to do, how might that fundamentally change how we all consume and interact with information?
Not just in crypto.
Exactly, not just crypto. Think bigger.
Yeah.
Across the whole internet. What other areas, what other kinds of information could really benefit from an approach like this? Where else is the noise overwhelming the signal?
That's a really interesting question to leave people with. Something to chew on.